Okay, this is my audience. Okay, guys. Today I'm gonna persuade you to improve your sleeping habits. Okay, so imagine this very common scenario where you're just lying in bed, scrolling on your phone. It's 3 in the morning, and you say to yourself, just one more TikTok. And you have your alarm going off in a few hours. The next day you wake up tired, unmotivated, and groggy, already dreading the day ahead. This is far too common, especially in today's society and especially in the younger generation. The CDC reports that more than 1/3 of US adults fail to get adequate sleep on a regular basis. Sleep deprivation is a chronic health issue that impacts mental and physical health and subsequent daily functioning. Today, I will persuade you that improving your sleep habits is essential to avoiding negative consequences and living a happier and better life. I will do this by first illustrating the complications of sleep deprivation, second by exploring the factors that undermine adequate sleep, and by proposing a personal actions that you can take to enhance your own sleeping habits. Physical and mental health complications. That's the biggest problem when it comes to lack of sleep. Sleep deprivation is the failure to get adequate amount of hours of sleep necessary to function both mentally and physically. The National Heart, Health, and Blood Institute asserts that sleep is necessary for body healing, repair, brain function, and hormone regulation, as well as emotional stability. As for the extent of this problem, sleep deprivation is a very serious problem from which so many people suffer from around the world. Because of its negative consequences, for example, the CDC asserts that insufficient sleep elevates risk for heart disease, it weakens your immune response, increased chance of obesity, anxiety, and depression, and it makes concentrating difficult. For students, their already challenging task of performing in their academics, compounded by the lack of sleep, only makes things worse and drops school performance. Since sleep deprivation triggers so many negative things to happen to us, it is important to consider why this happens to so many people. There is a great deal of structure in place that fosters a setting in which good sleep habits are not possible. First, so many people are busy, whether studying or working or due to technology, that ultimately exposes them to just one more episode or one more chapter or one more video game. It's easy to stay up later than anticipated without even noticing. In addition, there is an attitudinal reality that negatively impacts sound sleeping habits. Far too long, people have vilified sleep as an unacceptable use of time in pursuit of efficiency and productivity. However, the National Sleep Foundation states that inadequate sleep instead promotes distraction, poor performance, and serious health complications over time. By ignoring our sleepiness and instead rationalizing it away by calling it productive, people are failing to acknowledge their lack of sleep as a serious health concern that must be addressed and changed. Because these realities seem unlikely to change on their own, it's critical that people must take their sleep deprivation habits into their own hands. One successful personal action you can take is going to bed at the same time every night and turning screens off 30 minutes before bed. According to the Sleep Foundation, blue light from phones, tablets, computers suppress the melatonin in your brain. Melatonin is the hormone that facilitates sleeping, and people should instead put their devices away and go to bed at the same time every night so their minds and bodies are naturally oriented towards better sleep habits from which better overall health can change. In conclusion, I explored how sleep deprivation leads to serious mental and physical health complications. Why modern culture and values support sleep deprivation, and how going to bed at a consistent time and putting electronics away 30 minutes prior to bed can foster better sleeping habits. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity for healthy focus and emotional well-being. Therefore, tonight, when you're about to scroll on that screen one last time before bed, you should think about how you might be sabotaging your future, your health, and how you should make a different choice that will benefit you personally. That's all I have to say. I hope I persuaded you guys, and that's all for my speech. Thank you.